MJD Beats.
Live on the National Sports Studios from Spreaker.com, you are listening to In the Paint with Jordan Hunter and your host, Cameron Sadeghi.
Hello and welcome to In the Paint. I'm Cameron Sadeghi alongside Jordan Hunter, and we have a lot to talk about, not just in FIBA basketball, but in the NBA as well. Jordan, it's been great to have FIBA basketball on. Have you been enjoying these games here in this tournament?
Yeah, the games have been they've been great. You're seeing all these different players who aren't in the NBA but are still playing for their country. When I was watching the highlights of the USA-New Zealand game, you saw that haka dance that New Zealand was doing. It totally stunned James Harden. He didn't know what was going on. The look on his face, it was priceless. And it's just great to watch all these different countries play their heart out, even if they lose. It's kind of sad to see like a team like Finland get utterly destroyed by America and then bounce back and win their next game. But yeah, I've loved watching it, loved watching USA, and just the world as basketball is growing.
Yeah, I really like how everything's going, except for the Iran part. But everything else has been amazing. Yeah, I really like it. I think everything has been going well. I think it shows how much the game has been growing and how everybody's developed so well. I mean, all of these teams have gotten better, and the world has gotten better at basketball. So that's a great thing to see. So let's talk about USA and Finland. USA really separated themselves early, and they won the game 98-71. Is this just another great win by Team USA, or do you think they should have won by more?
Who was this against?
Did I say Finland?
Yeah, I think.
Oops, my bad. USA scoring off against New Zealand, my bad. 98-71. So, against New Zealand, do you think that was a great win, or do you think they could have won by more?
It was a great win. It was a bounce back game from the scare they had against Turkey. They got down the floor quicker. They had a lot more fast breaks, a lot of pick and rolls, a lot of lobs up to Anthony Davis and Kenneth Faried. Not as many threes as they did in Turkey, which was good because surprisingly against that Turkey game, they weren't hitting many threes. Curry and Klay Thompson were off, which was very surprising. But a little over 25 points was the margin of victory. I think they could have won by more, definitely. With the talent they have on their team, I'm surprised they didn't win by at least 30.
Yeah, Team USA has been quite a disappointment, honestly. I think, yeah, they're winning games, that's great, but I don't like the way they're winning. I mean, the game against Turkey was really just all over the place. James Harden, okay, I'm not going to say anything critical about him today. It just seems like everybody's settling for bad shots at times. But today was good because I thought they really displayed their athleticism, and that's their biggest strength, really. So Team USA being athletic and playing really great defense, and that's what they do best.
Yeah, going back to that Turkey game, they played a box one, kind of almost like a man zone, and they slowed the game down, which was the biggest Achilles heel for USA in that first half. They didn't let USA get a lot of fast breaks. They forced them to shoot outside shots, forced them to take tough shots on the inside, and that's in the second. I don't know what Krzyzewski said in the locker room at halftime, but whatever he said, it really fired them up.
Yeah, I think Krzyzewski really getting on them with the tough love mentality that he has. But I'm really concerned for USA in the future. If they face a team like Spain, I don't know if they're going to beat Spain. I really don't know.
Yeah, Spain, they're big. They're really big. Ibaka, Marc Gasol, Pau Gasol. Their guard play is good. Rudy Fernandez, who doesn't play in the NBA anymore, but he's a scorer. for Spain, and Ricky Rubio, who doesn't have to do much. Sergio Llull's another shooter. Juan Carlos Navarro. They have a lot of guys who can shoot the lights out. And if USA really wants to take it to Spain, they're going to have to hit those outside shots because the middle is going to be all clogged up. And that's the game that, if anything, I think Spain would actually neutralize Anthony Davis, who's been the X factor for the USA.
Yeah, Spain can do it all. They got the perimeter game and the inside game. To me, the thing with Spain is their guard play and their big men coincide so well. They're equally powerful in their own ways. They can play at any tempo, and I don't know if USA could really beat Spain because sometimes the guard play isn't there for Team USA. Either inconsistent, bad shot selection, poor defense, whatever the case may be, they seem to struggle, and the guard play and the big guys, it doesn't work out well. The dynamic hasn't been always so smooth. We saw that really in the Turkey game.
Yeah, that's a great point. We thought the guard play would be there more for USA, but they opted to to carry 5 bigs on the final cut. Do you think that's going to bite them in the butt later in the tournament?
It may, because again, the guard play hasn't been, really that solid, but I think this would all be different if there was a Paul George or a Kevin Durant or even a LeBron. I think they have such a big impact, and now these are fairly young guys maybe going against a Spain who has a lot of talent and a lot of experience. And I mean, if USA pulls it out and they win the whole thing, they're undoubtedly the best program in all of the world.
Definitely, yeah. If they can pull this out with, a subpar cast compared to 2012, it'd be great. But tournament as a whole has been great. I just want to make a note. Dario Saric, I think he plays for Croatia. Lost 6 teeth yesterday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And he returned to play. 6 teeth. Those Croatians they're tough. They're really. How do you lose 6 teeth and come back in the game? That's a lot of teeth.
Yeah, I mean, you only really see that in hockey, and not even in FIBA or NBA. Again, Dario Saric is one tough guy, and I think he's going to be huge for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Philly really made a good move getting a guy like Dario Saric.
Yeah, that's a good move. He'll be there in a couple of years. FIBA basketball. Who knew it would be this exciting?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I've been disappointed in Puerto Rico. I just expect better from Puerto Rico. I mean, you got guys like Barea and Ronaldo Balkman and Freddie Garcia. You got to step your game up. They haven't stepped their game up, and now they're 0-3.
That's crazy, honestly. Barea's been with that team for a while now. He's known to put up shots and get big numbers with them. And Ronaldo Balkman, former NBA player, I thought he'd be putting up big numbers, wrestling some guys down to the ground, being physical, but he's not proven anything.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate for Puerto Rico. And I just want to say this. I've been watching a lot of Iran basketball on Watch ESPN app, and it's hard to watch. It really is. I mean, I expect a little bit better basketball from them. I mean, you win the...
Do you really?
Yeah, they won the Asia tournament. I would expect a little bit better, guys. I mean, I knew you were going to lose against Spain and Brazil, but the Serbia game was right there in their hands, but they blew it in the fourth quarter. I'm tired of the careless passes. It's just become such an awful tournament for Iran. It's so hard to watch, and it's just so devastating to see. I hope they can beat Egypt and maybe get lucky against France.
France that's going to be a tough game. Another team, that was in that Asia tournament, the Philippines, headlined by the NBA's very own Andre Blatch.
Yeah.
He has some Filipino ancestry. Is he just in this tournament to put up big numbers? That's what he's doing. I think, putting up 30 and 10 a night, no assists. Just Euro stepping his way around the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, might as well he play every single position. I mean, everybody talks about that, he has great guard skills as a big man. He should be a point guard too for Philippines. I mean, yeah, I think Blatch is just trying to, improve upon conditioning and just get more games in. I just see that with Blatch.
Yeah, this tournament, it's a lot of conditioning. You have 5 games in 6 days. They're in that. All the teams are in that stretch right now. That's gonna be tough for guys like Derrick Rose, who's trying to get his conditioning up and get ready for the season. But back to Team USA, their X factor, their leader, some are saying the best player on the team and in the whole tournament, Anthony Davis. Cameron, he has been a beast this tournament. You look at his numbers against Turkey. He put up 19 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, 8 of 11 from the field. And then you look at his New Zealand game. A lot of the same, honestly. He put up 21 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 7 of 13 from the field.
Yeah, with a guy like Anthony Davis, he has it all, and he's such a great all-around player that, I mean, I know you don't really think he should be anointed as a possible maybe MVP candidate soon, but this guy really, I think he'll be an MVP 5 years from now.
Yeah, he's only 21. So.
Yeah, he still has to develop, physically and, maybe mentally. I think, first of all, we have to see how well he'll do with the Pelicans and the team, the pieces around him. But, his team, what he's been doing, he's been a huge bright spot. I wish the best for him, and I think if he stays healthy, he could be a very dominant player in the future, and maybe even a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's down the line for him, Big numbers this past season. What I think will be big for him to progress as maybe an MVP, Omer Ashik, coming over to New Orleans. He can pick up some of that defensive slack that Anthony Davis has to deal with in the middle. He's not because Davis last year was basically the only guy who had to man the middle. Now Ashik is there if Ashik starts and can take up some of the defensive responsibility. But Anthony Davis, he's big with blocks, so I think he'll still get a block or 2 a game.
Yeah, I think the 2 twin towers and Davis and Ashik really provides a different dynamic for the Pelicans. I thought they were soft in the middle a little bit. It wasn't because of Davis. I just thought they needed one more guy, and they found that guy. So, I mean, the Pelicans are looking for a playoff spot, and the way they've been making moves, I mean, they really deserve a playoff spot.
Yeah, if you're Monty Williams, just to make sure on the same page, you would start Ashik, right? You wouldn't bring him off the bench and start Ryan Anderson?
Oh, I think you would start him, even though the free throw problems, but I would start Ashik because Austin Rivers doesn't really play that much defense, and Tyreek, not really, so I think it's really important to have a stable paint, and I think you have a stable paint if you put Ashik as the starter.
Yeah, and we saw Anthony Davis has developed and try to establish a mid-range jump shot, and if he's playing that high post, you let Ashik manning the middle for any offensive rebounds and the garbage rebounds. You got Drew Holiday, who's long, good defender. Eric Gordon can still fill it up. Tyreek Evans, like you say, is what do you call Tyreek, Cameron?
Oh, mixtape material, San Francisco Pro-Am.
You got him there, ready to Euro step past the defense whenever he can. So the Pelicans, they're looking for the 8th spot. You know, it's the West is crazy. We all know how crazy the West is going to be in come March, April.
Yeah, I think the West is just going to be stacked and loaded just like the year before. What do you think about let's say with the West, Leonardo Barbosa going to the Warriors. You've got Livingston, you've got Barbosa. You have plenty of guards. Do the Warriors have the best backcourt from starters to bench? And no, let me rephrase this. Do they have the best backcourt depth in the league?
Ooh, it's up there definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Clay and Steph are starters. They're great, and Sean Livingston was one of the best backups in the league this past season. So that's huge for them to be able to get Barbosa, even though he'll have a limited role, maybe backing up, say, like Steph Curry or maybe even Clay, depending on where Sean Livingston plays. He's going to be big. Their depth is there. Their backcourt depth is there. Their frontcourt depth, I don't know yet, so that's what we're going to have to shore up on. But backcourt, that was a great move by the Warriors front office.
Yeah, Barbosa, he can get to the basket unlike any other, and we really saw that in this tournament. I mean, he's just a high-energy guy and a high IQ offensive player, so great job by Golden State. Let's go ahead and discuss another team in the West, the Houston Rockets. They're getting the big jet, Jason Terry. Is Jason Terry going to have a Chandler Parsons impact?
No! He's gonna have a limited role also, if any role. I don't know, maybe he'll back up Patrick Beverly. He can still come in and shoot some threes, but you know, he's at the end of his career. I'm surprised he found the team. We knew Sacramento would either buy his contract out or waive him, but trading him was probably better. They got back Alonzo G. But Jason Terry, good for you. You're in Houston with James Harden and Dwight Howard. Good luck getting shots up.
Yeah, I don't think James Harden will kick it to him in the corner a few times.
If he has to.
Oh my God, yeah. So, and Dwight's going to be forced to go 28 and 15 every night. So, yeah, it's going to be tough to put up shots. You got Terrence Jones as well. So it's going to be very hard for Terry to maybe get up a lot of shots. But, yeah, it's a great move. You know what? I know we were talking about the NBA, but you wanted to bring this up. LeBron James, according to TMZ, does not show up to the Dwayne Wade wedding. Are you kidding? I mean, what is TMZ thinking? Are they for real?
How can you rep that LeBron James hat, Cameron? He does Dwayne Wade dirty. You gotta show up to the man's wedding. He's been with Gabrielle Union forever. You know how much she means to him.
Yeah.
You gotta show up, LeBron. I don't care what your bogus excuse is. Why? Why do you not show up to one of your best friends, two-time NBA champ teammate? He won 2 rings with you, LeBron.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised a little bit too. If it is true, if it is really true, because I know LeBron and Gabrielle Union, like, they're really good friends too, so that's kind of surprising that, you know, LeBron wouldn't go. So, yeah, I'm really surprised if it's true. I don't really believe it. Like, you know
I just looked it up. I think LeBron was there.
Oh, okay. I see what TMZ is doing now.
Well, okay. No, it says they were there, but no photos have surfaced. But there are pictures of everyone else being there. But I guess LeBron guess he was there. I'm sorry, LeBron. I'm still not a fan of yours.
Yeah, TMZ just said yes, LeBron was there. So stop making wild claims, TMZ. LeBron's not that type of guy. Come on.
Another thing with TMZ, Cameron, I tried to show you a picture of Blake Griffin with his child, and
I don't believe
I don't know
it.
if it was his girlfriend or his wife, but another female with him, and you said it was bogus.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I think it's just probably that's Blake Griffin's friend, or something, or I don't know. Maybe it's just some random, baby. TMZ, when it comes to NBA, it's like they always want to, burn down these superstars. I mean, what's next? Dwight Howard wears, I don't know, whatever, like sandals outside, and now he's a criminal or something. Like, what's next for TMZ? Like, stop bringing down athletes. It's not funny.
They have to find a way to bolster up their sports section.
Their sports section is not good. It's overrated. It just shows a bunch of ever since the Donald Sterling thing, they feel like they're experts on sports now. Because they came up with the Sterling audio, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I have to give him credit there. That was pretty amazing.
It says they're back. Him and his baby mama are back together.
I don't believe it.
So you don't believe Blake Griffin has a kid?
No.
Why would he?
It's just hard for me to believe. I mean, I would expect Blake Griffin to make it public then. If it's already public now, wouldn't he come out and say yes or no? Like,
it is public. It says on Wikipedia he has a kid with Bryn Cameron.
I don't know. I'm just going to wait for Blake Griffin to tell me. I'll go up to Blake Griffin if he's close. I don't know where he lives, but I'm assuming he lives close by because he's in LA. So we'll see whether or not it's true, but I don't know. I think it's a bigger deal than what people are making. It's not really that big of a deal whether it's true or false, you know?
So you're not a fan of TMZ trying to report on sports?
I'm not a fan of TMZ trying to bring down athletes. That's not reporting.
Okay, that's true. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Oh God.
TMZ just stick to celebrities.
Yeah, I think they're better when it comes to celebrities because it just doesn't work well with athletes for some odd reason.
Oh gosh. Okay. I was on Bleacher Report and I found they had a story on 10 players who might break out in new roles during this coming season. Cameron, do you want to kind of just go down the list and give your opinion on these 10 players?
Alec Burks, I totally agree with. Reggie Jackson, yeah, okay. Marcus Morris, okay. You have. Here, let me. I missed it. Lynn for sure. I think Lynn should be number 1. Carmelo number 5. No.
No, these aren't in order. These are just 10.
Oh, okay. I think Jeremy Lin's going to be the breakout star, but Carmelo, we know what we're going to get out of him. Bosch, we know. Drummond, I think he'll replicate the same numbers. Giannis Antetokounmpo for sure. Gasol, yeah, even though he's left his prime. And then Kevin Love, I would have to agree there. So, for the most part, I agree with the list, except for Carmelo.
Well, I think what they were trying to say about Melo is that he'll have a breakout, like he'll have a new role, because he'll be in the triangle offense.
Yeah, that's true.
And he will just be putting up shots whenever he wants.
Okay, I mean, I would agree there. Do you like the list or not really?
I think it's a good list. I think Drummond will have another good year, but he's surrounded by a lot of talent, so I don't know how much more of an impact he could have. Love, his role will be different. Definitely, he won't be the number 1 guy. He'll be number 2, maybe even number 3. Gasol, I don't know what role Gasol will have. Maybe more of a shooting role, not as much a post. Antetokounmpo, he'll have a bigger role. I don't know how big because Jabari Parker's there. He's a scorer. He'll put up better numbers than last year. Let's say that. Alec Burks. I don't know about Alec Burks yet because they've got Dante Exums. They brought him in kind of play that same position. Gordon Hayward came back. Trey Burke. But yeah, the rest of the list I do agree with.
I want to add another guy, Rodney Hood.
For the Jazz?
Yeah, Rodney Hood. I think.
Their backcourt. Well, he's a small forward, right?
To me, he's more of a shooting guard, but yeah, I think you could say small forward.
Well, yeah, I guess you could include him. Maybe. Yeah, he can go off the bench and just fire threes.
Well, I think if you get a guy like Mateen Cleaves announcing the games, everyone will believe Rodney Hood is better than Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson. So I have to agree that Rodney Hood is one special talent. I can't believe that. I mean, I know you love Rodney Hood, Mateen Cleaves, but I think after seeing Rodney Hood, I think Mateen Cleaves wanted to, bring him into his family or something. He loved Rodney Hood that much.
Yeah, these summer league broadcasters really can overblow some of the players.
Oh my god.
Yeah, summer league. You gotta watch it. You gotta love it. Your team. You got a guy on your Celtics team by the name of Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
We know what he can do. We know he can get triple doubles. Is he potentially leaving Boston and maybe getting traded, or do you think? What do you think is a more likely scenario? He plays his whole year out in Boston, leaves next summer, or they trade him during the year or before the season?
I think it's too hard to trade him. I don't think there's a perfect trade for Rondo anymore. So,
You don't?
no. I mean, some people said the Russell Westbrook thing, but I don't think it would work out really well for Boston because Westbrook would not have enough talent around him. I think Westbrook's a great talent, but I don't know if it would work in Boston. But you look at Rondo, I think he should play the year out and then explore his options. Or he stays long-term and then he brings in free agents himself. I mean, if I'm Carmelo, I'm thinking about Boston. Thinking, maybe.
If you're Melo, you thinking of Rondo going where?
I would. Okay, let me rephrase this. If I'm Carmelo, I would, and if I'm the Knicks, I would really think about trying to get Rajon Rondo, or maybe Toronto trading Kyle Lowry and a few other players for Rondo.
Yeah, package it.
I think that. Go ahead.
What about a package of George Hill and Roy Hibbert?
No. I mean, because that would be so unfair for the Celtics. That's basically saying, the Celtics are going to give you Roy Hibbert, and we're going to expect Roy Hibbert to be a star. I don't think Roy Hibbert's a star.
Well, you don't think he'd be a star in Boston?
No, I mean, he may average 10 and 10, but I don't know if he can average 20 and 10. I mean...
Okay. What about... So, you say, we'll put the trades aside. Let's look at teams, maybe places he'll go next summer if he when he becomes a free agent. We got major markets. You got the Knicks, the Lakers. Are both those teams players for Rondo next year? We always know the Lakers are in play for everyone.
No, I don't think the Lakers are in play because Jeremy Lin, I think, is going to be a star right now. I think Jeremy Lin's entering his prime, and I don't know if it would be good to have both Rondo and Lin.
You don't think the Lakers take that opportunity, though, and move Lin to the sixth man if they can get Rondo?
Well,
Rondo's out of his prime. That's the thing. He's getting up there in age a little bit.
Yeah.
People forget that. He's, 28, 29?
Yeah, he's getting old. I still think Rondo would do well in a... You know where Rondo would do well? Dallas. Dallas would be great because if you have Rondo instead of Felton, you got Rondo, you got Dirk, you got Parsons. All of a sudden, the offense even gets better. So, Rondo to Dallas is a really good choice, in my opinion.
What about a deal with Detroit? We used to play with Josh Smith. They were high school teammates, best friends in high school. What if you package like a Brandon Jennings, maybe
Monroe?
Yeah, that'd be giving up a lot though for Detroit. But yeah, say you did package their Brandon Jennings, Monroe together for say Rondo and Kelly Olynyk, or like Rondo and Brandon Bass. Do you think both those teams would jump for that trade?
No, I think Detroit really likes Monroe. I think they want to keep Monroe. What about Rondo?
I was gonna say Houston.
Oh, that's another great one too. What about Rondo to Charlotte?
They already got Kemba Walker.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
But they'd probably easily jump at the opportunity to get Rondo if they do lose Kemba. Well, no, because they still need scoring in Charlotte. I don't think Stevenson and Alex Jefferson is enough. Not at all.
Yeah, if you're Toronto, do you give up Lowry and Terrence Ross for Rondo?
If this is a trade, no. I still think, again, Toronto's a team like Charlotte who needs the scoring. I know Rondo is getting better at scoring, but he's still not there. And if you take away Lowry and Ross and say you get back Rondo and a smaller piece, or maybe you could expand the trade and give up, say, Ross, Lowry, and Amir Johnson for say Rondo and maybe Jared Sullinger. That may be too much, but no, I don't think Toronto's a team who would give up so much scoring that Ross and Lowry provide.
Okay.
You didn't say much about the Rockets. Him to the Rockets. Do you not like that? Do you think Harden still needs the ball in his hands, and that would interfere with that?
If Harden's willing to sacrifice, then it'll work out. But I think I want Harden to sacrifice. Okay, I really do. Please sacrifice.
Why do you want him to sacrifice so much?
Because he doesn't need to be the dominant guy. It's all about winning games, and if your points per game has to go down 5 points, so be it. So be it. Why can't you just deliver it to Howard every time down? Every time down, okay? I just think sometimes the Rockets really, they're so talented, but they stand in the way of them. Like, they have a chance of going to the finals, in my opinion, but they stand in the way. They're the only team that can beat them, in my opinion, when they play the right way.
No, I don't think they're a finals team yet. Just with Harden and Howard, no. I don't think that's enough at all.
I think Terrence Jones is going to break out and be a really solid four-man.
Yeah, he'll be good, but I just don't think that Harden and Howard are enough, even with Terrence Jones. It's not enough to take him to the finals, Western Conference Finals, not with the West. And there's all the upsets that can happen, not a chance. They need someone next year. They need to be players again like they were this year. What about Phoenix? What if they try to package a Bledsoe deal?
Ooh, that would be really good. Then you got Dragic and Rondo facilitating everything. It would make the Suns even that much better. I mean,
yeah, say it was like Bledsoe and say like who was on the list of the new guys with new roles, Markieff Morris. Say they package that for Rondo.
yeah. I think that would be another great potential opportunity for Phoenix, but it's going to take some time. We'll see what happens with the Celtics, but I want to go to Kevin Durant. He could have taken more money with Under Armour, but he said, no, I'm going to stick with Nike. Good deal or bad deal?
Oh, come on. That's a great deal for Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Great deal. You know, I mean, you could brand out and start your own thing with Under Armour, but is that really what you want to do? It's not. I mean, it's through 2024, so it's 10 years. It's rumored to be in the $285 million deal. So he's still getting a lot of money. And that's why I don't think the money was the issue. Even Andre Iguodala said something. This is a little Twitter thing. Kent Bazemore, who's represented by Under Armour, said this. He said on Twitter, "Thanks for even considering at KD Trey 5."
Wow.
Andre Iguodala responded with, at 24 Bazemore, "I had a better shot at Halle Berry."
What?
He was basically saying there was no shot of Durant going to Under Armour. Because Iguodala's a member of Team Nike.
Okay. All right. Well.
I didn't think he needed to say that.
Yeah, I thought that was a little overdone by Iguodala. Oh my God. Yeah, I think Durant made the right move because they're just a bigger brand. They're better at shoes. I mean.
They're better at shoes.
Yeah, they're just better in shoes. There's nobody can deny that. I mean, Under Armour has one thing going for them. They've got Corey Brewer, and that's just about it. So, I don't really see...
Curry, right?
What?
Don't they have Steph Curry?
Yeah, but that's too mainstream for me. I like Corey Brewer a little bit more. Yeah, I think Corey Brewer... it's unfortunate that... To me, they need to start out with guys like Klay Thompson, Curry, maybe a DeMar DeRozan, maybe a Bradley Beal. Let's start out slow, Under Armour, and then we'll reach the big guys. Don't just throw all your eggs into one basket and say, we just want Durant. That's not a good approach to take.
Yeah, they went for the fences. They swung for the fences. They unfortunately missed, but yeah, you know, look at a brand like Adidas. They went with guards. You got Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
They went with Damian Lillard and John Wall now. So they have three great guards in the league. And you know, Dwight Howard had that shoe deal. No one liked those shoes. They weighed like 100 pounds. Those Dwight Howard shoes were horrible. But yeah, Adidas is doing their thing. Maybe Wall and Lillard will get their own shoes. You know, Derrick Rose has some good shoes. But yeah, KD with Nike, he's still going to get a lot of sales, even though LeBron and Kobe and the Jordan brand are still making shoes. Durant is his own thing. People like Durant shoes.
Yeah.
They're like him with like the comfortability of the shoes. They like what the shoe looks like. So I'm not worried about Durant not getting enough shoe sales. I think he'll get a lot. He's going to be getting, $26 million this year from Nike?
Yeah, his personality, I think, really... It's good for, I don't know, middle America. I think a lot of people like Durant. I mean, I've never really heard somebody say, you know what, I hate Kevin Durant. That's hard to find, really.
Yeah, you look at guys like LeBron and Kobe, people have their reasons to hate them both.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no one hates Durant. Durant hasn't done anything, bad. He hasn't, no decision, no, raping of women, no sexual assaults of women, supposedly, So I think Durant is, hey, until he does something wrong, I'm gonna be a Durant fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Durant fan too. It's just, I fear that, You know what? I think he should have his own. Like, I know this may sound ridiculous. He should just have his own brand, like his own store.
Like a KD store with all of his products.
Yeah, because I don't know if he can outdo or outperform Kobe or LeBron in the market.
He's trying to, though.
But I think he will come up a little short when it comes to that. I think he can make more doing that, similar to Jordan a little bit.
Yeah, like the Durant. Okay, I could see that. I could definitely see him branching out and starting his own thing. That's interesting. Maybe that's what his agency Rock Nation Sports and Nike. Maybe that was part of the deal, saying we'll stay with Nike if you can give us something similar to the Jordan brand.
I mean,
you never know what's going on in their heads.
Imagine if you have Jay-Z and Durant making products and making a Durant store. I mean, we can get Kevin Durant rap albums. We can get a bunch of Kevin Durant gear, and we could just be loaded with Kevin Durant stuff.
Not a rap album, definitely not.
Really? I mean, I want to see him rap. I want to see Kevin Durant rap with Jay-Z. That would be kind of entertaining.
Fan, Cameron?
What?
Are you a Jay-Z fan?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I like him. I do. A lot of people don't like Jay-Z because they say he's not a role model, or they don't like the language he uses in rap.
I saw that in your Snapchat, Cameron.
Yeah. I think he's a role model if you look at Jay-Z and you say, you know what? Even though his language may not be always favorable to a lot of audiences, but let me just say this. That guy works really hard at his craft, and not many people can outperform him at what he does. So you have to give him a lot of credit for that, in my opinion.
Yeah, he literally started from the bottom.
Yeah.
Not to quote the song, started in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Was a drug dealer and made his way up to, a very successful rapper, one of the best ever. And like he says in the song, he's made more millionaires than the Lotto did.
Yeah, and he's going to make Kevin Durant into a really rich man. He really will, in my opinion.
And he's got all those other clients. He's making bank.
Yeah, he is.
These agents, they make a lot of money. You have anything else to talk about, Cameron?
Any shout-outs? Oh, yeah, Tim Tebow. Congratulations to... I heard he's an ESPN analyst now. And congratulations to Tim Tebow. I mean, you've done an excellent job. I thought you could have been a good quarterback. No, not really. But I think Tebow is going to be pretty good on TV.
Yeah, he will. In college is good for him, too.
Yeah.
He's, one of the best college football quarterbacks ever. Some would say. I think I'd put him up there. But, the NFL worked out for him for a little bit. I'm sorry the Patriots didn't keep him. It just wasn't meant to be. But, good luck, Tim Tebow, with college football.
Yeah, Tebow's lucky because if he was in the NFL or if he was playing, he could put himself in a lot of risk for injuries. But now he just sits in a warm studio and talks about football. So,
nothing better than that.
Yeah, for Tebow. In the Paint, thanks everybody for listening. Spreaker.com, National Sports. We will see you next time here on In the Paint. Thanks everybody.